I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the very, very few people who is an organic and authentic adherent of MAGA. She's not somebody who's been in Washington 20 years and who supported Bush Cheney and Reagan economics and then suddenly have to switch and pretend they like America First or MAGA because now Trump came in and that became popular in the Republican Party. No, she got into politics because of her conviction that this was the kind of politics she was waiting for. It spoke to her and she believes in it and still does. And she didn't turn on Trump for any reason other than because she feels like the Trump administration is pursuing policies that wildly diverge from the America First ideology as she understood it. And she was on last night on 60 Minutes with Leslie Stahl, and here is part of what she said in this critique.
For an America First president, the number one focus should have been domestic policy, and it wasn't. And so, of course, I was critical because those were my campaign promises. Once we fix everything here, then fine, we'll talk to the rest of the world.
She said in her resignation video that the president has gone establishment, forsaking the base and her.
If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class.
Are you saying that the president now is siding with those establishment powerful people and against MAGA?
He passed a crypto bill that helped out all the crypto donors. He has served Israel's interest, even attacking Iran. He has served Big Pharma. He didn't take away the COVID vaccines that we want to see taken away. So those are the areas that are still getting everything they want, while the people, we're still out here saying we want to see action on areas for the American people, not for the major industries and the big donors.
I mean, that is a critique that is extremely coherent. It's difficult to argue. You can say maybe it's exaggerated, maybe you can point to instances where you think it's not, but that overall critique is very much what's driving this perception. And it's very hard to argue with it. And at one point, Leslie Stahl asked her, so are you saying you're not MAGA anymore? And she said, I'm America First. And Leslie Stahl said, what's the difference? And Marjorie Taylor Greene said, MAGA is Trump's movement. Whatever he wants it to be, that's what it is. America First is an ideology, and I think this MAGA movement has deviated from it for all the reasons she said there. Now, one of the ironic things about this is that Trump worked so hard to put CBS and its parent company Paramount in the hands of the Ellison family, who are huge supporters of Israel, huge supporters of Trump. You may remember that when Paramount, under the previous ownership of Sherry Redstone, and Sherry Redstone said the reason she wanted to sell Paramount was because after October 7th, she lost interest in media. She only wants to focus on Israel and advocacy for Israel. So it's not like that was a hotbed of left-wing Palestinian anti-Israel activism previously, but Sherry Redstone needed the Trump administration's approval to sell to Paramount on antitrust grounds. And Trump had sued 60 Minutes over what he claimed was a deceptive edit of Kamala Harris, which it was probably deceptive, trying to help her, but there was no way that was a meritorious lawsuit for Trump. But they paid Trump $15 million to settle that lawsuit, and then afterwards Trump gave the go-ahead to this acquisition by the Ellison family of Paramount to pay off Sherry Redstone. And so Trump thought, oh, CBS is now in the hands of my friends. And he clearly thought that meant positive coverage. And he was not happy that they put Marjorie Taylor Greene on last night to critique him in that manner. And he went to Truth Social with this just very Trumpian rant, in contrast to the kind of sober critique that Marjorie Taylor Greene offered, a very Trumpian rambling rant about CBS and Paramount and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here's what he said on Truth Social.
Why did you vote against?
It's the Truth Social tweet. See if we can pull that up. There. This is what Trump said today. Get ready, it's a wild ride. Okay. The only reason Marjorie Taylor Brown, in parentheses, Greene's turns brown under stress. And like, thing is, Trump has lost a little bit when it comes to nicknaming, giving derogatory nicknames. I thought Marjorie Taylor Greene was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. It was a funny exchange. A reporter asked Trump, on the tarmac, oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene said this, and Trump interrupted her, and he said, you mean Marjorie Taylor Greene? Okay, that's cute. That works. But this new thing that he's doing, a Marjorie Taylor Brown, and then every time he has to explain Greene turns brown under stress, if you have to explain this joke every time, this is very clunky and not very clever. But in any event, that's what he's calling her, Marjorie Taylor Brown. The only reason Marjorie Taylor Brown went bad is that she was jilted by the President of the United States. Certainly not the first time she has been jilted. Too much work, not enough time, and her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed her views so fast, and her new views are those of a very dumb person. That was proven last night when washed-up, Trump-hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl, who still owes me an apology from when she attacked me on the show with serious conviction that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself, totally proven wrong, interviewed by a very poorly prepared traitor who in her confusion made really stupid statements. My problem with the show, however, wasn't the low IQ traitor. It was that the new ownership of 60 Minutes, Paramount, would allow a show like this to air. They are no better than the old ownership who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh well, far worse things can happen. P.S. I hereby demand a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Stahl and 60 Minutes for her incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter Biden's laptop, President DJT. All right. It's like exhausting to read that, but the part about Leslie Stahl within that rant lies a valid critique, and it is actually something that was so egregious that it deserves more attention. It was right at the heart of the Hunter Biden laptop reporting when Twitter and Facebook censored it, and the entire media followed the CIA's lead, or the 51X intelligence agency officials' lead, to claim that it was Russian disinformation. Such an obvious lie. I knew it was a lie. I insisted on producing the material for that, reporting the material for that reason. The liberal Democratic Party partisans of The Intercept prevented me. That was when I left The Intercept. I just knew that this was not Russian disinformation. It was such an easily provable, authentic archive. And when Leslie Stahl interviewed him, Trump tried to talk about it, and she interrupted him. She said, we can't talk about that. He said, why not? And she said, that's not proven. You know it's not proven. That's Russian disinformation. And he was like, no, it's not. And she kept insisting, yes, it was. And obviously she never went back and apologized. Every media outlet proved that the archive was accurate. But in any event, Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't saying anything she didn't say previously. She was an Israel supporter previously, and she's someone who's new to Washington and learned more and more and changed her view on that. But the core values that she's advocating she's saying, I didn't move at all. The Trump administration is serving all the interests that he was supposed to subvert. Military-industrial complex, big tech, Wall Street, the banks, crypto. These are all the corporations and military-industrial complex are still getting their way in Washington, and the ordinary person is getting screwed. And, he doesn't have an answer for that other than she's an idiot, she's low IQ. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, in response to that very kind of spastic, rambling attack on her, responded very concisely, and this is what she posted. She said in response, I am America First. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And then she posted side by side the two AIPAC tracker images, which track how much pro-Israel lobby money everybody has received. And then you see on the right in the red, Donald Trump has received $230,473,000, whereas Marjorie Taylor Greene's image is green because she has refused to accept AIPAC money ever. And that's all she said was, I am America First, thank you for your attention to this matter, and use those images juxtaposed side by side to make the point, which I think very much kind of illustrates the conflict at the heart of this movement. Thanks for watching this clip from System Update, our live show that airs every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern exclusively on Rumble. You can catch the full nightly shows live or view the backlog of episodes for free on our Rumble page. You can also find full episodes the morning after they air across all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify and Apple. All the information you need is linked below. We hope to see you there.